Good morning, YouTube. I'm in East Dayton. I'm going to expand the little neighborhood search parameters around. I'm going to show you guys a couple streets up past where all the arsons are taking place at in the city of Dayton here, and show you this neighborhood that's close by it. And this is a Garfield Street. I'm just going to cover a few little blocks. I covered part of what I'm going to cover in another video not too long ago, but this is not a good area. It never was. And look at this right here. Look how all the doors and everything are just completely wide open on this house on Garfield. This house should be tore down. Whatever the address is, 146 across the street. So I'm assuming it's 147. There's no excuse for this house to be unsecured or not tore down, and just a complete nightmare. It's just, and here we got another house that's just completely overgrown. 139 just looks like a complete dump right here. No excuse for this shit, man. There ain't no excuse for the city to allow this shit right here. I mean, boarded up. I mean, it's disgusting what they've allowed to become of our city. Then we wonder why we got all these damn arsons, you know, 2 blocks down from us, you know. It's just, you know. Yeah, well, people it needs to be tore down. I mean, then that house, 2 houses down, it's not even secured or anything. It's just ridiculous, man. Empty lot right here, undoubtedly where a house used to stand at. Right here. Yeah, this is not a good neighborhood. It never really has been. I was just speaking with a neighbor as he was coming out of the house. Right here. Yeah, this was never really a good neighborhood. I mean, it's, during the time that I've been alive, it's always been a pretty rough area. A lot of crime, drugs, prostitution, that type of stuff. That type of stuff right here. Another one boarded up there across the street. And here the city's got this toe-up bowl. You could tell where every bit of siding that was ever here on this house has just been completely stripped. Right here at the corner of 4th and Garfield. Right here. And look how just dumpy and trashy this is right here. And it's just, and it's sad because at one point in time, you know, these would have been nice houses for somebody, for some families at one point in time. But yeah, this one right here too. And you see, when they tear down these houses like this, they're putting in these damn welfare houses like right here. I'm not going to zoom up too close to it, get up too close to it. I'm zooming in right now, but they're putting in these cheap welfare houses in a bad neighborhood next to this crap right here. You know, that's where you got this house that's abandoned, which I showed, that one right there, one over there. It's just ridiculous. Hey, how you doing here? And this is what they've allowed to become of our city. Bars on the windows here. Yeah, so this neighborhood was, like I said, I mean, I've never recalled it ever being a good area. It was always a bad neighborhood. For those that probably remember it being a good area, are probably closer to my mom's age or when it was somewhat nicer. And here, right here, we got 4 of these damn welfare houses right here. These houses are houses given to low-income families right here, and they're just basically putting the problem right back in the neighborhood between on 4th Street between Garfield and Hivlin right here. So, you know, it's in a bad area and you're putting in more low-income housing. So right here, just on this one block alone, you got 7 of these. You got 7 of these right here. This house right here, I cannot tell if anybody's living in it or not. It says no trespassing, so I cannot totally tell. So yeah, so these are where houses used to be, like these dumps right here. And then they put in, you know, these stupid houses. And they're just going to end up, you know, being abandoned, and are going to later end up, you know, being torn down. Because they're re-putting, here's somebody that's got a whole bunch of firewood right there. I don't know if they're selling it or what they're doing, but a whole big stack of firewood down van there. And here we go, right here, YouTube, and here you can see even further down the street. I've showed this area multiple times. I mean, I showed this multiple times before, but here you got this sign, Huffman Historic Area, and this is how Dayton thinks of their historic areas. At the corner of, I don't know what the street is right here. McKinley. I'm not going to zoom up too close because I know people are home. But you look right down here again. Here we got the same thing again. These darn welfare houses next to a historic area, next to a historic district. Then you got this rat hole right here. Right here. And just beyond, and I've showed this just a second ago, and just as the second that you cross this house right here, this other one next to 2044, that one is vacant. It does not look like anybody's living there. I can't totally tell, but right here, so right beyond the Huffman Historic sign, you got this trash right here. So right here, this is what they've allowed the city of Dayton to become. You see how the windows are just wide open, so you know this house has been ransacked, and that's a tear down. And right over here on Bell Street, this house is clearly vacant, 76 Bell right here. It's boarded up, or at least a couple boards at least. Of course, half-assed the job. Jerry rig it like everything else in the city right there. So yeah, this is what they've allowed to become of our city. So, you know, it's time the residents, you know, demand that they stop building these damn low-income houses in bad areas, because they're not, it's just re-putting the problem back into the neighborhood, and they're building it next to a historic area. You've seen where that sign, the Huffman Historic Area, is at. It's only like a block over from here to you know, Linden right here. And it's just a bad neighborhood. Cash for houses any condition in the area. Good luck with that, because the city of Dayton's got some boards on this dump. They need to tear this darn thing down right here. So this is what, you know, cash for houses. This house ain't even worth $50 right here. This house ain't even worth $50 right there. And yeah, I definitely wanted to expand the search parameter around where these fires have been taking place at. I mean, I wanted you guys to see. I covered that area on 4th. I just covered there a few weeks ago in another video, going from beautiful to slums, and I ended the video right here on Linden in the historic area. And I'm going to end the video down this way as well, because I want you guys to see how they're building these stupid low-income houses in a historic area, right next to a historic area, and how they're, you know, ruining the neighborhood. So, you know, you don't put in those darn, you know, welfare and low-income houses next to a historic area. And you could see just in that block I covered, there was at least 15 of them that I showed, at least 4 or 5 on Van Leer, then at least 7 or 8 on 4th, between Garfield and that one street, Van Leer. Within a 2-block range, there was 7 or 8 of them right here. So yeah, so city of Dayton, you know, you want to keep trashing these neighborhoods with the historic area. You want to ruin any good neighborhoods that are still left right here. And here we got a for sale sign or for rent sign right here, right next to where that fire taking place in. And I did not see this sign when that fire was taking place. So Home Express Realty, Tannenville, why the hell are you putting a for sale sign right out here, right after the fire, next to this property right here? And they've made a couple temporary boards on this house where the fire taking place out a couple nights ago. And so yeah, this is what's became of our city. So that's gonna be it for this one. Just wanted to show this area once again and what's became of it and what they're putting around it. And I'm pretty sure the person that is setting these fires, you know, lives somewhere in the neighborhood, and along those streets or in that general area I just covered, because it's a bad area. It never really was a good area. So that's gonna be it for this one. Signing off, YouTube.